Assalamualaikum students. Today we are going to start AS level topics. We'll be going according to the book contents. First, we'll be starting the quadratics, the chapter number 1, and the method would be like we'll be discussing the concepts and then doing a few questions from each exercise, and then we'll solve the past papers of that chapter. So today we are going to start the first chapter, chapter number 1. This is chapter number 1, quadratics. Okay, so the general form of a quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is called the general form of the quadratic equation, where a, b, c are the constants, where a, b, c, where a, b, c, a, b, and c are the constants, and okay. First, we'll learn about in the sketch of what type of the graph it would be. The sketch of the quadratic equation, that would be either U-type or like this. Now, number one, if it is like this, then that means a is greater than 0, then it would be, the graph would be of this type. This is called parabolic graph. And if a is negative, the coefficient of x square is negative, this would be a type graph. This point is called in both, that is called the different names, that's called the turning point, or you can say vertex, or you can say minimum point, or you can say that this is a stationary point, because the graph is going downwards, and it stations over here, and then it goes upwards. Okay, stationary point. All these names other than this would be taken for this as well. So this is called the maximum point. And this is minimum point, and that's maximum point. Otherwise, you can say this is also the vertex, turning point, and this is also the stationary point. Okay, what happens with B? What changes, the in the graph? The B can change how it look like, and how it can bring the changes. Okay, if number one for A is positive, so obviously the graph would be of this type, right? We have learned it before. Okay, now if B is equal to 0, if the coefficient of x is equal to 0, so the sketch would be like it would be number one, it would be the y-axis would be the line of symmetry. Its turning point will lie on the y-axis. The turning point of the graph would be lying on the y-axis. That means half of the graph would be on this side of the y-axis and half of the graph would be on the left side of the x-axis. And if b is positive, if b is positive, then it would be the graph will move in the left side. That would be more on the left side. That graph will move towards left side, this side. This is y-axis, this is x-axis. That would be more on the left side. That means it will move towards this side. It was half and half, but if b was 0, it was half on the left side and half on the right side of the y-axis. But when it is positive, it will move in the left side. More graph will be lying on the negative x-axis. And if b is negative, if b is negative, then the graph will move towards right side. Then the graph will move more towards right side. So y and x, and this is so graph has moved towards right side if b is negative. In the other situation, if number two, if a is negative, then the graph would be a type graph like this, and the situation will become different for b. That if b is equal to 0, that would be, if b is equal to 0, the graph would be half and half. Y-axis is the, if b is equal to 0, that would be, y-axis would be the line of symmetry of the graph. Now, if b is greater than 0, if b is positive, then the graph will move towards right side. Graph will move towards, that will be more on the right side and less on the left side. That means it will move to this side. And if b is less than 0, if b is less than 0, the graph will move towards left side, and it would be like this. Okay, so this is origin and this is x-axis, this is y-axis. The graph is more on the left side and less on the right side, positive x-axis. And if b is greater than, that means if a is positive, if it is u type, b is positive, it will move left side. and b is negative, it will move right side. And in the same way, if it is a type graph, if positive, it will move on the positive side. If negative, it will move on the negative side. So C will react vertically. C. Now, if C is positive, that will be, that means y-intercept is positive. Y-intercept is positive. Either if it is like this, if C is lesser, it will go down. The graph moves upwards or downwards. So positive upwards, negative downwards. And if it is U-type graph, even then the same thing. See, it will move upwards for positive, downwards for negative. So this is how ABC, the coefficients of the x square and the coefficient of x and the constant changes the sketch of the graph of the quadratic equation. Hope you have understood the topic, and if you have any queries, any point you need to ask me, you are welcome in the comment section. And now we'll be doing some questions from the first exercise. First exercise is how to solve the quadratic equation. Sorry. So how to solve the quadratic equation by factorization. So randomly I'm going to select this question and another question from this. Let me copy it down and okay, let me paste it here. So this is the question we have to solve by using factorization. So let me revise the factorization. The working would be, we have to multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant with each other. This is plus 5. Write down with signs, and plus 12, and it will give you plus 60. Now, as it is positive, so sum of factors of 60, sum of factors of 60 of factors. This is working as I'm doing for you. This you can do it mentally, but I'm writing it for you to, just remind you how you have to tackle the middle term break and how you have to factorize it. Because when you are told to solve this by factorization, then you cannot use any other method. You have to factorize it. So you should know how to factorize the quadratic equation. Sum of factors of 60 should be equal to middle term, that's plus 19. So that would be equal to plus 19. Now, what are the two factors of 60 whose sum is 19? So 60 is 2 times 30, 4 times 15. So 4 times 15 will give you 60, and sum of 4 and 15 is 19. But we need plus 19, so plus 4 plus 15 will give you plus 19, and plus 4 into plus 15, the product will give you plus 60. So there are two checks. Their sum should be equal to middle term, and their product should be equal to this one, their product. Okay, so we'll write 5x square plus 4x plus 15x plus 12 equals to 0. Taking x as common, 5x plus 4, and then plus 3, and 5x plus 4 is equal to 0, and 5x plus 4 taking common, and this here x would be left, and here 3 would be left. This would become x plus 3. So 5x plus 4 is equal to 0, or x plus 3 is equal to 0. And 5x is equal to minus 4, x is equal to minus 4 over 5. and this is your answer. X is equal to minus 3. This is your answer. Okay, let me select another question now from the book. Okay, so these are the questions given. This is brackets are given. So first you have to multiply inside, and you have to create a quadratic equation, and then you have to uh, solve it. And in this one, you have to make the quadratic equation first. So let me. I think we should discuss these three parts, and then we'll go to some next questions. Okay, so working. So first of all, this is part E. So bring both of these to the other side. So this will become 6x square plus 7x minus 20. If you, and here it would be 0. So 6x square plus 7x minus 20 is equal to 0. Now you have made the quadratic equation. Multiply these plus 6, the coefficient of x square with sign, and last constant with sign, and minus 20 is equal to minus 120. Now this is negative, so difference of factors of 120, that should be equal to plus 7, middle term. This is the middle term. So 120. So 120 is 12 into 10, and 12, 120. You can take the LCM, prime factorization, 120, 260, and 230, and 215. So 15 and 8. So 15 eights are 120, and the difference of 15 and 8 gives you 7. So what you have to do, you have to you need plus 7. So the bigger number would be positive to get the positive sign, and the smaller number would be negative to have a difference. So plus 7, and plus 15 into minus 8 will give you minus 120. So both, we have checked the two things, the sum and the product, they are equal. Sum is equal to this one, product is equal to this one. So this will become 6x square and plus 15x minus 8x minus 20 is equal to 0. So 3x taking common, 2x plus 5, and minus 4, 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. And 2x plus 5, taking 2x plus 5 as common, and 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. 2x plus 5 is equal to 0, or 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. X is equal to minus 2.5, and x is equal to 4 by 3. That would become 1.5. 1 by whole, 1 by 3. Okay, you got these two answers. So next we'll move to the, I think you have understood how to do it, and these fractions you have done in the O levels, and I don't want to do it again. So this portion you have done almost in the O levels. Okay, this will be 0, and this will be multiplied by the 0, and you have to factorize it and solve this. In the same way, you have to multiply to this side, and this will become x square plus x minus 6 is equal to 0, and you have to factorize it and solve it. Okay, coming to this question number 4, this says that this is equal to 0, and you have to find out the real solutions of the equation. So let me solve this question for you, this one, how we have to tackle this question. Okay, so okay, so this is part B. Now this is equal to 1. Can you write it 4 raised to the power of 2x square minus 11x plus 15? So can we write 1 as 4 raised to the power of 0? Now, bases are same. Powers will be equal to x square minus 11x plus 15 is equal to 0. Again, two 15s are plus 30. So their product is positive. So sum should be equal to middle term. That is minus 11. 6 5s are 30. And 6 5s are 30. This is 6 and 5 will give you 11. Sum 11. We need negative 11, so minus 6 minus 5 is equal to minus 11. So 2x square minus 6x minus 5x plus 15 is equal to 0. And taking 2x as common, x minus 3 minus 5, x minus 3 is equal to 0. And x minus 3 and x2x minus 5 is equal to 0. X is equal to 3 and x is equal to 2.5. So you got the two answers. You'll substitute in the equation above, and you'll check whether you get this both sides equal or not. If it doesn't satisfy the equation, so you cannot, that solution will not be rejected. So 4 is power of 2 into 3 square minus 11 into 3 plus 15. So you'll check the result. 9 2s are 18. 18 minus 33. So there is 33, 18. So 5, 1. So minus 15 and plus 15. This will become 4 as power of 0 is equal to 1 and 1 is equal to 1. So it satisfies the equation. So next is 2 into 2.5 square minus 11 into 2.5 and plus 15 is equal to 1. Again, you'll check if it comes 0 in the numerator. So that means, let me check it by using calculator. Okay. I'm using the calculator. Wait a minute, please. 2 times 2.5 square and minus 11 into 2.5 plus 15. So it comes 0 is equal to 1, 1 is equal to 1. So both are the answers acceptable. If it was not 0, so one of them would be rejected. So we'll go back to the exercise. So in this one, like this is 9, so it would be 3 square, and again we'll bring it in the numerator, and this will become 3 raised to the power of minus 2. This will become equal to minus 2, and you can solve this. So we have done with the exercise 1A, and if you want to ask a specific question, want me to solve some specific question or a part of the question, you can ask me in the comment section. I'll solve that for you. No issue, I'll make another video for that. And inshallah, in the next video, we'll discuss the completing the square method and the quadratic solving quadratic equations by using quadratic formula. Hope you have understood the topic. Jazakallah.